Good evening. Welcome on in to another episode of From Day One. Tonight we go to Yakima, North Carolina, where a subset tries it with a state trooper.
How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Good. You got your tag on here?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna wave at the camera then.
I just trying to record and make sure I'm safe.
Well, you got a license with you?
No, sir, I don't.
Okay. Then why are you out here riding?
Because I have the right to travel on my private property.
All right.
Nope, sorry, driving is not a right. Travelling, yes, driving, no. If the right to travel included operating a motor vehicle, or in this case a motorcycle, then the police would not be asking you for your licence or why you don't have a registration plate.
Do you have any identification on you?
I do not.
Okay. Is this your motorcycle?
I don't answer questions. I'm just going to
Go ahead and
ask
put your kickstand down for me.
Yep.
Here, don't.
Well, I might have to actually
I tell you what, here, pull your clutch in, pull your kickstand back up,
and
let's
roll.
push it up over here. Turn out towards me. Turn out towards me.
Now? Okay. Hold it right there.
Doesn't answer questions or hand over documentation he is legally required to produce, but he will move his so-called private property and put the kickstand down on demand.
Actually, don't put your kickstand down. Hold it up. Lean towards me. Okay. You're gonna fall over. You don't have an ID, no license, no tag, no nothing on you.
No, sir.
Okay. You mind putting that out of your hand right there?
Yeah. It
All
just came out with my...
All right. Now, where do you live at? You live around here?
Yes, sir, I do. Oh, shoot.
Here. Go ahead and hop off of it. I'll hold it for you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I dropped my cell phone over here. There we go.
All right, just stand right here beside your bike for me.
All right.
Do you have any drugs or weapons on you?
No, sir, I do not.
All right, I'm gonna come right here and pat you down just to make sure you don't have any. You got anything you're gonna stick me or poke me?
I don't consent to any searches.
All right, well, this is called a pat down, okay?
Yes, sir.
You know, for somebody who says he doesn't answer questions, he sure is answering a lot of questions.
This is not a search, it's a pat down. Make sure you don't have a firearm on you. All right, you cool. All right. So, tell me your first name.
I don't answer questions.
So you understand you can go to jail by not answering the basic question.
In order for you to force me to ID myself, you have to have reasonable, articulatable suspicion that I have committed a crime.
All right, well, here we go. You have
That is a
tag.
traffic infraction. Supreme
No,
Court
sir.
ruled that
Yes,
traffic
it's also a law
infractions.
that you have to...
Supreme Court has ruled there's
we
case
ain't
law.
gonna do this. We ain't gonna do this.
I mean, I'm just stating
You got warrants?
I have no warrants whatsoever.
Not that we needed any confirmation of this, but this just reaffirms that Sovsits cite cases without actually reading them, because when he says traffic infractions are not crimes, I'm pretty certain he's referring to People versus Battle. But that case is a California case, so if you're not in Cali, then it doesn't apply, and this guy is in North Carolina. It also doesn't say the words traffic infractions are not crimes in it anywhere. Furthermore, People vs. Battle was overturned less than 5 years later. I'll link a video in the description that goes into a bit more detail about the case.
I don't want to take you to jail tonight. I don't want to have to. Does this thing have insurance on it?
I don't answer questions.
Okay, well, if it doesn't have insurance on it, I'm going to tow it. All right?
Yes, sir.
So,
I mean,
we can go down this road if you want to,
I mean,
but here's all I need. I need your name and your birthday, and I'm going to scratch out a ticket, and I'm going to get you on your way, okay? That's all I need. But if you want to sit here and play this game,
once again,
the game is you not answering none of my questions.
You're making me standing for my constitutional rights a game. That's a game to you.
No, it's not.
And
a
that's
game.
why I'm filming this, because
not a
this
game,
is
it's the law.
everywhere.
It's the law.
All of you Blue Line gang members, you're all so you swore an oath to protect the
sovereign citizen?
Constitution.
Are you
I
sovereign?
don't answer questions.
You don't answer questions?
No, sir.
Are you going to tell me who you are?
Finally, the penny drops that this guy is a Sovsit. That's probably why he gives him one last chance to identify before the cuffs go on. and his bike gets impounded, which he should be doing anyway because it's illegal and he doesn't have a license, insurance, or registration.
I'm going to give you one more chance to tell me who you are. And before you answer this, I want you to make sure your camera hears this, okay?
Yes, sir.
If you're stopped by law enforcement for a lawful reason, you must identify yourself.
And what lawful reason?
You have no tag on this car.
You have no reasonable articulatable suspicion for this stop.
Where is there a vehicle tag at?
That's a traffic infraction, which is not a crime, as ruled by the Supreme Court numerous times. I can show you the case.
I'm going to ask you one more time. Are you going to tell me your name and your birthday? Because if you don't, I'm just going to hook you up right now for resist, delay, and obstruct, then I'm going to tow this bike.
Why even try to bargain with this guy? He's refused to identify on multiple occasions already. He should be on his way to jail and his bike should be on its way to the impound lot.
Well,
so, yes or no, are you going to tell me your name? I just want to get you out of here, okay?
You just want to help me.
I just want to help you get home.
Okay. All right, let me ask you this. I'm sorry. I appreciate you giving me the warning when you could just be a hard ass. If I do not give you my name and birthday, are you going to take me to jail?
I am. And
okay,
then
under threat of arrest.
Let me tell you what happens down there.
I understand what happens.
If you don't give me your name, here. See, I'm trying to help you out. I don't want you back.
Oh, shit.
It ain't going to stay up.
There we go.
Here, it ain't going to say.
Under threat of arrest, I will give you my name and birthday. If not giving it to you means that I'm going to jail. However, understand that by forcing me to identify with no reasonable articulatable suspicion, your qualified immunity goes out the window. So whenever I go file federal charges for deprivation of rights under color of law, which is I've done plenty of times before,
and that's fine,
for exercising my constitutional rights, then just understand that you've been notified in advance, which means that when your qualified immunity is gone and I come after you for punitive damages, then in court, this video is going to show that you were also warned ahead of time. Hey, don't violate my rights.
No, the only thing this video would show if it was played in court would be your lack of knowledge and understanding of the law. Also, I'm calling bullshit right now on everything you said there. Specifically the part where you said, done this tons before, meaning the supposed federal charges against many officers under Section 18 of US Code 242, deprivation of rights under colour of law. If not, then please provide the evidence, but I will not be holding my breath.
I explained to you why it would be violating my rights, and then under threat of arrest, I was coerced or forced into giving it.
All right. So, what is your first name? All right, hang on 1 second. And what's your last name? And your birthday, sir. All right. If you'll hang out with this sergeant right here, I'm going to go check some information out, and I'm going to be right back with you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your cooperation with that.
This is definitely the face of a guy who never heard the word no as a child. He should be celebrating if you think about it, because according to him, this cop has just violated his rights, which if true means charges and the loss of this cop's qualified immunity, a possible lawsuit and eventual cash payout. Unless, of course, he realises deep down that this is all BS, hence his face looking like a slapped ass.
It's not really cooperation if I'm forced under threat of arrest. Can I get your name and badge number?
We don't have badge numbers. It's the Sheriff's Office, Sergeant Haynes.
Okay, Sheriff's Office, Sergeant Haynes.
Yeah, County Sheriff's Office.
Gotcha.
1029 check.
And what's that officer's name?
Deputy Putman.
Deputy Putman. So you're a sergeant. Are you a supervisor?
I am. I'm the shift supervisor now.
You're the shift supervisor. The one I would be having him get in contact with right now if he were by himself to come out and educate him on my rights.
Yeah, right, because supervisors often send their subordinates out into the world with false information about how to do their job, just so that they can be called out to deal with the stop correctly. Idiot. I'm actually a bit disappointed that this supervisor didn't get to this stop sooner, because this may have happened.
If this was my stop, you'd already be in handcuffs in the back of my car.
For what lawful reason?
It's the law that you have to identify yourself, because you are the operator of this motor vehicle.
I'm not an operator of any motor vehicle. I'm traveling.
You are operating it.
Black's Law Dictionary, the legal definition.
On the road.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you were.
No, not according to the legal definition of operating. Black's Law Dictionary, which was actually created for law enforcement to be able to...
Okay, first of all, Black's Law Dictionary does not dictate the law in the United States. It never has, and it never will. When will soft-sits get it into their heads that definitions in a legal dictionary are not official, authoritative statements of the law? Also, and this is a first for me, he claims that Black's Law Dictionary was created for law enforcement, and then he gets cut off by the sergeant. Well, I would definitely like to see evidence of that claim, but yeah, I'm not going to be holding my breath for that.
Don't worry, don't hold your breath, because it definitely wasn't. The Black's Law course was done for lawyers.
That citation.
So you were driving a motor vehicle.
I was traveling in my private property as afforded to me by the Constitution of the United States and upheld by the Supreme Court through numerous cases, like Thompson versus Smith, where the Supreme Court ruled...
This isn't your private property.
This is my private property. I'm traveling in my private property. This is public property.
Yes.
Yes.
It is a state-mandated road.
Yep. It is public property. I'm traveling as is protected by the Constitution.
And you were pulled over.
And the fact that he cites Thompson versus Smith should tell you everything you need to know about where this guy gets his information. Thompson versus Smith is a state Supreme Court case, so unless you're in Virginia, it does not apply. But yeah, as always, this guy is relying on out-of-context quotes. It does confirm your right to travel, but the gurus who peddle this misinformation conveniently leave out the very next paragraph that states the exercise of such a common right the city may, under its police power, regulate in the interest of public safety and welfare. But that's what soft-sits do, lie and cherry-pick, because that's all they have. Also, I like the part where he agreed with the sergeant that he is on a state-mandated road.
Here's where we started, here's where we're at. Well, don't let that thing fall. One, I think you got real wise whenever we figured out you got to tell us who you are when you're riding one of these, okay?
I mean, I didn't get wise, I just under threat of arrest.
Just hear me out. All right, well, I was just going to tell you what was going to happen, but I appreciate you being honest about who you are, all right?
I appreciate you being as cool as you have been as well.
I treat you just as well as you're going to treat me.
That is not always the case with officers or deputies.
Well, if you ever see me again, I'm Deputy Putman.
Deputy Putman. It's a pleasure meeting you.
That's how I treat people. But the biggest thing is this thing ain't got no insurance on it, and it ain't registered. Now, there ain't nothing I can do with that.
Yes, sir.
So you need to go get insurance on this thing and get a tag on it. Now, once you do that, bring proof of that with you on your court date, okay? You're going to have a court date Friday, 9/22 in Yakinville, okay, at the courthouse.
Yes, sir.
You got to be there. It's a mandatory court date. If you have a red box check, which you do right here, to have full force and effect insurance on the vehicle and not having the vehicle registered DMV, all right? So no tag, no insurance. You get both of them. Bring proof of that with you to the courthouse.
Yes, sir.
And they're probably going to work with you, all right?
Yes, sir.
Now, that's the best I can do for you right now. I didn't take you to jail.
I appreciate
I didn't
that.
tow. I have every right to tow this right now. But you've become pretty cooperative with me, so I showed you a little leniency there.
Pretty cooperative, are you sure? It took you 10 minutes to get his name, and that was only because you threatened to take him to jail. You should be charging him with failing to identify, and he should be on his way to jail and his bike impounded because it's uninsured. But now you're going to warn him not to ride his bike, but he's already ignoring the law, so what makes you think he's going to listen to that? Plus, what happens if he gets into an accident? Police have got to stop giving these jokers a free ride, literally.
Well, I mean, you know, they say if you don't stand on your rights, then you don't have any rights. So
And if I don't stand on my grounds, I don't have any grounds.
I try to, stand on my rights as best as I can, without crossing a line that gets me in jail.
Well, just hear me out. You cannot ride this thing, okay? I hope you're recording it. You cannot ride this thing on this road. If there's another deputy or a trooper saw you out here riding this, it'll be gone.
Okay, so I got to ask, just because you're the first decent cop I've dealt with. I have the unalienable constitutional right to travel in my private property.
On private property, yes, sir.
Not in my private property.
Your private property is property that you pay taxes on that you own through the county or the state. Now, general statutes, I encourage you to look them up. Now, whether you agree with these laws and or not, that's what we all have to go by.
If you're under statutory jurisdiction.
You have your argument to the court, and I have mine, so.
I mean, I don't deal with the courts at all.
Yeah, that's what they all say, until the police turn up at their house with a warrant.
Well, listen, I'm going to get out of here.
Thank you.
I apologize. I don't shake hands.
It's okay.
But
it's crazy y'all don't shake hands, but y'all fucking go hands on somebody in a heartbeat.
Well, usually when we go hands on, it ain't going to be good.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, the people trying to shake your hand probably aren't the ones you're at risk of.
I'm a germaphobe.
Hey, I understand.
But,
I'm going to grab my cigarette if you don't care.
All right, well, listen. We're going to get out of here. I'm telling you not to ride that bike. Whatever you do after I leave here is on you. I'm not going to linger up here and try to do something, okay?
Yes, sir.
You grown man, you make y'all rules, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, be careful.
Thank you, Deputy, right?
Yeah, deputy.
Thank you, Deputy.
So after being issued with a bunch of tickets and a warning not to continue driving, he brags about driving home. Of course, contradicting his claim that he was travelling, not driving, or in this case, riding. But what do you expect when police keep giving them a pass like this? At least his court dates are mandatory. Maybe the judge can talk some sense into him, or is that just wishful thinking on my part? Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave me a like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel.
Unfortunately, very likely, wishful thinking. Thank you, Van, and thank you for watching this evening's From Day One. Have a great night.